Skills Pays Bills Boxing, back with another video, and this time a brief update on the Anthony Joshua vs Pulev undercard on December 12th. We now have 2 fights added to that card, so we did have Bakole versus Wach for the WBO, vacant WBO cruiserweight title. We now have 2 heavyweight fights, Hughie versus Wach, and we also have Martin Bakole versus Sergey Kuzmin. 2 solid fights. You're obviously going to get people moaning at something. You always will get that, but I think most people are content with this. I think from a standpoint, obviously it'd be lovely if you could have Fury versus Bakole, but it's solid fights. You got Hughie in a fight with Wach, who's a tough man. Marius is strong, tough, committed. It seems like, considering his performance against Dillian Whyte, it seems like he's reignited himself. He's really focused again, and the change of training camp and the professionalism showed in that fight. Although we have to temper that with Dillian Whyte was in pretty grotesque shape for that fight, mentally and physically, by the looks of it, and how he was in the fight itself. But Marius pushed him, and it was a good performance. Now with Hughie, I think this fight suits him because it's a big target. It's a come-forward fighter who's not particularly quick. It will give Hughie that opportunity to land his shots and be a little bit more aggressive. I think you'll see a lot of the shots coming. He can utilise and change and adjust his angles to present openings for himself to then get his backhand into play. The right hand is the problem. We know that. Obviously Peter's spoken about it, that it's something that is not natural, and I mean, we all thought that he was going to maybe possibly turn southpaw. So let's see what he does in this fight, because the Pavel Sauer fight, he did come out and he was aggressive. This one, I'd expect him to maybe even, use the jab as he normally does, quite relaxed, changes of tempo, putting it together, and then stepping in and starting to put his shots in behind it. I expect him to win on points in that one. If he gets a stoppage, it would be late. I would suggest more accumulative than anything. And then with the Martin Bakole fight against Kuzmin, that's a good fight. I think out of the 2 of them, I think that's the one where Kuzmin's never overly impressed me, if I'll be totally honest. Martin, I've seen bits of him and he does look okay. I don't know if he's as good as Billy Nelson says he is. The proof will be in the pudding. Ultimately, I look at Kuzmin and the fight against David Price. I was watching and I thought, okay, had a bit of hype, and I thought it was okay, nothing amazing. You've got to remember, David Price normally gets taken out if he loses. That fight, he actually called for it to be taken. I don't want to say quit. It's not a nice thing to say, but yeah, I suppose he did in a way. He said he had an injury and that's why the fight was stopped. But Kuzmin didn't really make any massive inroads in that fight. Obviously, the majority decision against Joey DeWaco, and then the fight last year against Michael Hunter, seeing him lose, getting pretty much outclassed. But there's no shame in that. Both of them have lost to Hunter. But it's a massive fight for Kuzmin as well as Bakole. Bakole, he has to have a breakout, and if he can win big on this night, it sets him up beautifully for 2021. So I'm looking forward to both fights, but I would expect both men, Fury and Bakole, to win those. And rumour has it that Sissoko, the Frenchman, Anthony Joshua's charge, should be making an appearance on this card, so keep an eye out for that. And as for the card itself, it's shaping up relatively well. A solid card, not spectacular, but given everything that's going on, to have 2 world title fights on that card is pretty solid. So let's see how it goes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always, and remember, skills pay the bills in the sport of boxing.